Right, this song is set in East Cowes. There's not a lot of songs set in East Cowes. Only 3, I think, in the whole world, and I wrote all of them. In the middle of East Cowes, there's an old tree called the umbrella tree. You might have seen it if you've ever been to East Cowes. And it's held up with a metal frame. It was planted by one of Queen Victoria's gardeners. And Island Road want to chop it down because it's a bit old, which it is, and a bit wobbly, which it is. I don't want them to. So this song has kept it up for the last 4 or 5 years, and I'm going to keep singing it. Hopefully the tree will stay there. The meeting place for all the nation is that clock over Waterloo Station. But we don't go that way, it would take us all day, so we have a closer location. It's under the boughs of a tree in East Cowes, beneath the old crown where the branches grow down, with a sandwich and coffee and cake takeaway from the sea breeze or the lunchbox cafe. So meet me under the umbrella tree. If you want us, that's where we'll be, sitting there on the seat with the weight off our feet, under the umbrella tree. It's been there since Vicky was queen. Just think of the things it has seen. Aeroplanes, cars, rockets to Mars, mobiles, computers, electronic scooters, washing machines, 60-inch screens, superstores, 2 world wars and 1 World Cup, 5 kings and 2 queens, if I didn't miss one, 18 prime ministers, including this one. What would she say if she could see us today?
We are not amused.
Meet me under the umbrella tree. If you want us, that's where we'll be, sitting there on the seat with the weight off our feet, under the umbrella tree. We'll be there on the seat with the weight off our feet, under the umbrella tree. But lately I've heard people say it's got to go 'cause it's in the way. It has to come down to make room in the town. The branches are frail, it might fall in a gale. But I say leave it be, it's the umbrella tree. All the bombs in the Blitz couldn't blow it to bits. And I know it's quite old and a bit overgrown, but rather like me, it just wants to be left alone. So meet me under the umbrella tree. If you want us, that's where we'll be, sitting there on the seat with the weight off our feet, under the umbrella tree. We'll be there on the seat with the weight off our feet, under the umbrella tree. We'll be under the umbrella tree. You'll see us under the umbrella tree. You and me under the umbrella tree. I love that tree and that song. If you look at what's written on the side of buses, which I do, you'll see that some of them got adverts on for cinema and some tell you there's a mobile phone going around. One of them says, I kid you not, this bus can take 75 cars off the road. I know what they mean. I agree with them. But don't write that on the side of a bus and let me see it. It's written on the side of the bus I drove from Ryde that I take 75 cars off the road. Well, that was news to me. I said, how can that be? But then I thought I should try, I suppose. So as I pulled my bus out from Ryde terminus, I took a Fiat Punto by surprise. Went head to head with a hearse, you should see who came off worse. Then all the way through town just shut my eyes. 'Cause it says on the side of the bus I drove from Ryde, I'd take cars off the road. Well, I complied. Yes, it's written on the side of the number 9 from Ryde. 75 cars, well, I tried. From Binstead Road to Quay, I whacked a whole lot more. I counted 17 in just a mile. At Fishbourne I made merry as the cars rolled off the ferry. They won't be coming back here for a while. There was a Frenchman in a mini, he got beaucoup très vite fini. Then a German put a finger up at me. He was in a brand new Merc, so I gave my wheel a jerk, left in Deutschland über alles up a tree. 'Cause it says on the side of the bus I drove from Ryde, I'd take cars off the road, well I complied. Yes, it's written on the side of the number 9 from Ryde. 75 cars, well I tried. My passengers were fine, they're all regulars of mine. I told them look around for cars and spot 'em. When they shouted down the stair, hey, you've missed some over there, I turned my bus around and went and got 'em. All the way up Wootton Hill, I went in for the kill. You should have seen the debris on the road. Side to side I swung the wheel to the sound of bending steel as I ran the co-op lights and never slowed. At the circus roundabout, I took the whole queue out in a trail of automotive devastation. And all the way down Fairley Road, I bagged another load. Then I pulled in right on time at Newport station. And it's written on the side of the bus I drove from Ryde, I'd take cars off the road, well I complied. Yes, it's written on the side of the number 9 from Ryde. 75 cars, well I tried. But by then I was ruining all the damage I was doing when I counted my bus was bent and scraped 'cause I'd made sure no cars escaped, and I counted up my tally, 61. I went to see the boss, I thought she might be cross, I expected sacking pretty soon. But she smiled, said 61, that's the best we've ever done. I'll put you on the school bus run, and you can get the last 14 this afternoon. 'Cause it says on the side of the bus you drove from Ryde, you take cars off the road, well you complied. Yes, it's written on the side of the number 9 from Ryde. 75 cars, yes 75 cars, that's 75 cars. Well, you tried. I sang that in front of an actual retired bus driver once, and I knew he was because he got a badge, so I went to apologise. I said, I thought that song was all right. And he said, most I ever got in one day was 2. Last July? Yes, last year. Just as the second big lockdown was unlocking, or a third, I can't remember, people were flooding across the island, beginning of July, for holidays and second homes and all that sort of thing. And I don't know if you remember, it was in the papers, we might have been caught up in it. One of the big ferries broke down for 3 whole weeks, and everybody who'd got tickets had to be reallocated to other crossings. And I shan't say which company, except that when they paint it, they use a lot of white paint. And all the people got reallocated, and it was in the county press. There's one poor chap, when he got his new tickets, he was only coming home from the day from Portsmouth with his family in his car. His ticket home was for before his ticket across. And the county press headlined this, "The ferry that travels in time." And I shot straight out to my music shed with that cutting, and this is what happened. I thought I might see the Isle of Wight for a holiday. There's sand and sea, good company, and it's not that far away. So I booked a trip on the ferry ship, took the wife and kids with me, and the captain told us take good hold as we put out to sea. She said we'll soon be on our way, and just like your tickets say, we'll take you to the Isle of Wight, then bring you back yesterday night. On a time travel ferry going to the Isle of Wight, we'll take a race through time and space and pass the speed of light. On a time travel ferry going to the Isle of Wight, but you can only stay till yesterday 'cause you go home last night. She said seatbelts on, we'll soon be gone, make them nice and tight. You'll hear a whir and see a blur and beams of coloured light. A high-speed dash and then a flash, park darkness and then bright. And before you know, well there you go, you'll be on the Isle of Wight. Wish it was always that quick. On a time travel ferry going to the Isle of Wight, we'll take a race through time and space and pass the speed of light. On a time travel ferry going to the Isle of Wight, but you can only stay till yesterday 'cause you go home last night. She said there's lots of drink and food if you find you're in the mood, and you get those little pangs of hunger. And even better still, by the time you've had your fill, you will be a whole day younger. Look, I just got Einstein's theory of relativity into a song about an Isle of Wight ferry. Look, she said, there's a boat ahead, it's just appearing now. It's coming past, very fast, off our starboard bow. It's going quick at quite a lick, in a cloud of spray. Well, see that speck upon the deck? That's you going back the other way. On a time travel ferry going to the Isle of Wight, we'll take a race through time and space and pass the speed of light. On a time travel ferry going to the Isle of Wight, but you can only stay till yesterday 'cause you go home last night. I said, is it true that I'm travelling in time? She said, that's what we're doing, yes you're right. I said, can you take me please back to the 1970s? She said, that's where we're going, it's called the Isle of Wight. On a time travel ferry going to the Isle of Wight, we'll take a race through time and space and pass the speed of light. On a time travel ferry going to the Isle of Wight, and we hope that you enjoyed your stay 'cause you went home last night. There's an artsy, craftsy, island hippie chick. She's good to me. She wears tie-dye dresses and flowers in her hair and sandals on her feet, though she likes to keep them bare. And the cardigan that's purple she's made herself to wear, and dungarees with great big pockets keeps paintbrushes there. She makes things out of sand that she's nicked from Malham Bay. Got a flagpole in her garden, flies the rainbow flag all day. When inspiration calls, she's got passion, she's got feeling, gets paint all up the walls, splashes on the ceiling. She's got blue clay on her wellies, she's got chalk dust on her hands, got t-shirts from the festivals and all her old wristbands, got yellow plates on her car and red squirrels in her tree. She's an artsy craftsy island hippie chick, and she's with me. She's got glass and shells and bits of wood she picks up by the sea, and a pink guitar from Willie's shop, 'cause that's the place to be. And a bicycle she never fixes, leaves that all to me. And a great big dog called Moonbeam who dribbles on my knee. She's got a weaving loom, she knows her warp from her weft. She's baked a batch of special brownies, only got one left. She's cooked me veggie pasties and she makes me herbal tea. Botanic ale on the table, says it's good for me, I'm not so sure. She's bought an old feed up, but she's never got it going. She's built herself a greenhouse, I don't ask what she's growing. Got DL plates on her car and red squirrels in her tree. She's an artsy, crafty island hippie chick, and she's with me. She's got a tiger she's adopted at Sandown Rescue Zoo, and a donkey up at God's Hill that she's adopted too, and a blackbird with a broken wing till she can set it free, and a little mouse runs round her house, she's named it Let It Be. She wears tie-dye dresses and flowers in her hair, and sandals on her feet, though she likes to keep them bare, and a cardigan that's purple she's made herself to wear, and dungarees with great big pockets keeps paintbrushes there. She's got blue clay on her wellies, she's got chalk dust on her hands, got t-shirts from the festivals and all her old wristbands, got DL plates on her car and red squirrels in her tree. She's an artsy, craftsy island hippie chick, and she's with me. She's got DL plates on her car and squirrels with red fur. She's my artsy, craftsy hippie chick, gonna take good care of her. Now, if any of you have been on the floating bridge recently, for your tickets you get two boats, not just one. There's the floating bridge, and then there's a little tugboat thing that has to keep it straight, because otherwise it bashes into the side. And it's called a push boat. And I saw it in action the other day. It sort of pushes it so it comes in at the right place. And according to the county press, we've all paid £1 million for it. I felt it was time for a push boat shanty. It's got actions, you're welcome to join or follow the she shells apart from... We don't know what we're doing. She doesn't know left or right, but what's one of the other ones? Push, sing the pushboat song, push the floating bridge along, push it left and push it right, push across the Isle of Wight. That's the Isle of Wight. Right there. Ready? There's a water I do know, where the tides do ebb and flow. People must pass to and fro. Push the floaty over. You don't have to do the other actions. That's just me getting into the music. Too wide to wade, too high to fly, no tunnel under keeps us dry, and there's no bridge, I know not why. Push the floaty home. Push, sing the pushboat song, push the floating bridge along, push it left and push it right, push across the Isle of Wight. And so they built a giant raft with ramps and runways fore and aft. It's neither bridge nor yet a craft, push the floaty over. A mighty engine takes the strain, hauls across and back again, winding on a giant chain, push the floaty home. Push, sing the pushboat song, push the floating bridge along, push it left and push it right, push across the Isle of Wight. They made a chain from iron strong, but went to build the raft all wrong. It's much too deep and much too long, push the floaty over. And much too broad and much too wide, gets swept up by the swirling tide. It loses way and hits the side, push the floaty home. Push, sing the pushboat song, push the floating bridge along, push it left and push it right, push across the Isle of Wight. So what did they do then? I note they had to get themselves a boat to keep the floating bridge afloat and push the floaty over. They got a pushboat that they did to push the floaty. I don't kid, it cost us all £1 million to push the floaty home. Push, sing the pushboat song, push the floating bridge along, push it left and push it right, push across the Isle of Wight. But the float back and forth and all day long, engines singing like a song. The push boat never does go wrong. Push the floaty over. But the floaty's broken down again. Might be mended, can't say when. What shall we all do till then? Push the floaty home. Push, sing the pushboat song. Push the floating bridge along. Push it left and push it right. Push across the Isle of Wight. Now here is my suggestion, so flog the floaty, let it go. It costs 5 million, yes I know. Push the floaty over. Then put the pushboat on the chain, haul across and back again, and we'll get home as right as rain. Push the floaty home. Push, sing the pushboat song. Push the floating bridge along. Push it left and push it right. Push across the Isle of Wight. Thank you, Sheeta. Thank you, everybody.